If your mornings vanish to scrolling and emails, this video is your reset. In the next few minutes you will get a simple 20-minute routine that reliably drops you into deep work. No gimmicks, just steps you can repeat every day with small tweaks for your biology. Mornings are special because decision fatigue is low and cues are easy to control. Light, movement, and a short caffeine delay create a clean runway for focus. Stack those levers and your first work block becomes the most productive hour of your day. Here is the plan at a glance. 6 steps in 20 minutes, followed by optional extensions. Wake and light. Hydrate and delay caffeine. 1-minute reset. Set the task and guardrails. 10-minute sprint. Review and extend. Let us start with why these levers work. Light hitting the eyes sends a daytime signal to the brain's clock. That signal nudges alertness upward and helps align your body with the day. A little movement raises heart rate just enough to sharpen attention without stress. A short caffeine delay lets your natural sleep pressure clear more evenly. Together they reduce friction and make starting the hardest part of the day much easier. Step 1 is wake and light for 2 minutes. Get vertical and step to a window or balcony if you can. Face the daylight or a bright lamp without staring at the source. Roll your shoulders and shake your hands for 30 seconds to cue the body. Take 5 slow nasal breaths to mark the transition from sleep to action. You are telling your brain, it is daytime, and we are moving. Step 2 is hydrate and delay caffeine for 3 minutes. Drink a full glass of water, plain or with a squeeze of lemon. Start brewing coffee or tea but do not drink it yet. This short delay smooths alertness across the morning and avoids a mid-morning dip. If you are very caffeine sensitive, plan half a cup after the first sprint instead. Step 3 is a 1-minute reset. Sit upright with a neutral spine and close your eyes. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. Exhale through the nose for 6 seconds. Repeat for 10 cycles to slightly lengthen the exhale. This calms background noise without making you sleepy. When the minute ends, open your Notes app or notebook. Step 4 is set the task and guardrails for 4 minutes. Write one clear outcome for this block in a single sentence. For example, draft the introduction and section 1 of the report. List 3 tiny micro steps that you can do without searching the web. Place the first micro step at the very top of the page so it is unavoidable. Now set guardrails to protect attention for the next 20 minutes. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb and face it downward out of reach. Close all tabs except the document you need. Disable desktop notifications for the next block. Pick a soft timer sound and set it to 10 minutes. Step 5 is the 10-minute sprint. Press start and begin the first micro step immediately. Type badly on purpose for the first 30 seconds to break perfectionism. Keep your eyes on the page and your hands moving. Do not research mid-sentence, leave brackets or 3 question marks as placeholders. If you stall, read the last sentence aloud and write the next obvious line. Let the timer carry you, not your mood. When the timer ends, stop even mid-sentence. Step 6 is review and extend for 3 minutes. Stand up and take 3 deep breaths to reset your state. Skim what you wrote and bold any keepers. Write one line that defines what the next 10 minutes would do. Now decide quickly. Either bank the win and take your first sips of coffee, or run one more 10-minute block while momentum is warm. That is the core routine. Now let us add the science and practical tweaks that make it robust. Your attention system is like a lens that needs calibration each day. When you start with the same sequence, your brain learns to enter focus on cue. Routines remove negotiation and reduce startup cost. Order matters more than motivation. Motivation follows momentum, not the other way around. Here is more detail on caffeine timing. If you drink coffee immediately on waking, alertness may spike and crash sooner. Waiting 10 to 30 minutes smooths the curve for the first work block. If you tend to feel jittery, go half strength or switch to tea. But if you feel nothing, try a full cup after the sprint instead of before it. Breathing patterns can shift state in 60 seconds. A slightly longer exhale tilts the nervous system toward calm focus. Use 4 seconds in and 6 seconds out for about a minute. If you feel drowsy, try box breathing for 1 minute at 4x4x4x4. The point is gentle regulation, not a meditation session. Silence notifications on phone and desktop. Close email and messaging apps completely. Keep a scratch pad open for any stray thoughts or tasks that pop up. Guardrails are not restrictions, they are lane markers. Make tasks specific and measurable before starting the timer. For example, writing the introduction and first subsection is concrete and doable. List 3 micro steps you can do with zero research. Begin within 3 seconds of pressing the timer. Perfectionism is a brake that feels like the gas. Give yourself permission to write an ugly first draft. Placeholders are your friends when details are missing. You can mark research points with square brackets to fill later. Momentum beats elegance in the first 10 minutes. If you stall during the sprint, use a tiny recovery play. Read the last sentence aloud and answer the next obvious question. Now a few environment tweaks that add up. Keep the desk surface simple with minimal visual noise. Set screen brightness to a comfortable middle level. Use brown noise or instrumental loops at low volume if the room is loud. Stand for the sprint if you feel sleepy and sit for the review when you need precision. Small changes reduce friction more than you expect. Common pitfalls show up in week 1 and are easy to fix. If you check your phone, place it in another room or in a drawer. If you overshoot the timer, you are chasing a feeling rather than a win. Stop on time and build trust that you can start again tomorrow. Here is a 7-day starter plan to make it stick. Day 1 through day 3, run one 10-minute sprint only. Day 4 and day 5, add a second sprint after a 1-minute reset. Day 6, keep it light and run a single sprint for maintenance. Day 7, review your notes and set up the next week's tasks. Track 3 numbers to see progress without judgment. Record your start time, the minutes achieved, and 1 line describing the outcome. If a day fails, mark it and move on without penalty. Consistency across a month beats intensity in a day. Here is a simple way to choose tasks each morning. Pick one outcome that would make the day feel successful if nothing else happened. Break it into 3 micro steps that require no research. Copy the first micro step above the fold. Start the timer and commit to motion. When exactly should you add caffeine? If focus feels flat after the first sprint, sip half a cup and run the second block. If your heart rate spikes, delay another 10 minutes or reduce dose. If you get headaches, hydrate more and lower caffeine tomorrow. Treat adjustments as data, not failures. What about phones and messages during the block? Set an auto-reply that says you are in a focus session and will respond at a set time. Batch messages after your review step when you are already standing. Most replies can wait 10 to 20 minutes without harm. Protecting the first block protects the rest of the day. Here is a fast way to extend the session when it feels good. Write one clear line defining the next 10 minutes. Decide in 10 seconds whether to continue or to bank the win. If you continue, reset the timer and begin immediately. If you stop, leave that next line at the top for tomorrow. Over time you will tune the protocol to your biology. Bright mornings may need only natural light. Dark mornings may benefit from a desk lamp bounced off a wall. Some people draft better standing while others prefer sitting. Keep the structure and tune the details. If you need deep work later in the day, copy the same steps. Run the same 6-step sequence before your afternoon block. Delay caffeine in the afternoon or switch to tea if sleep suffers. Use a 1-minute breathing reset at noon to clear the slate. The sequence is a tool you can use more than once. A short note on nutrition and focus. If you eat early, keep the meal light and simple to avoid a dip. If you prefer fasting, break the fast after the first sprint rather than before it. Hydration is often underestimated for alertness. A glass of water fixes many sluggish starts. Choose what keeps your energy stable. 2 optional upgrades can help if you have time. Take a 2-minute walk outside after step 2 for a gentle alertness boost. Do a 60-second desk tidy the night before to remove friction. When you review the sprint, look for patterns, not perfection. Which task types start easily and which stall? What time window gives you the cleanest focus? Which guardrails you broke and why you broke them? What about motivation on bad mornings? Start the timer before you feel ready. You do not need to feel like starting to start. Write one line badly and keep going because action creates clarity and clarity creates motivation. Sustaining this routine for a month builds a skill. The skill is not working harder. The skill is entering focus on demand. Once you can enter focus, you can point it at any project. That is the real return on these 20 minutes. For students, they can adapt the protocol to study blocks. Define outcomes as pages read, concepts solved, or flashcards reviewed. Use the sprint to answer one question or complete one exercise set. Prime the next session with a question at the top. For creative work, expect messy drafts at first and welcome them. The sprint pushes you past hesitation into making. Quantity precedes quality in early stages of any creative process. Refine and cut during review when your brain has context. Separate generating from editing to protect momentum. If you are tracking energy, note sleep and wake times in your log. Compare focus quality after different bedtimes and routines. Watch how caffeine timing changes the mid-morning slope. You may discover your personal sweet spot is earlier than you thought. Use the data to choose your window. Here are 5 quick troubleshooting bites. If you feel sleepy, stand for the sprint and increase screen brightness slightly. If you feel scattered, reduce visual clutter and increase font size. If the task is scary, lower the bar to a single ugly paragraph. If interruptions are constant, schedule the block at a quieter time tomorrow. If you miss a day, start again without debt and run just one sprint. Let us zoom out for a moment. Attention is a limited resource that renews with rest and is shaped by habits. Your first block sets the tone for the day and influences everything that follows. When you protect that block, you compound wins in work and in mood. You become someone who ships work and trusts their process. Now put it all together one more time. Wake and light to mark daytime. Hydrate and delay caffeine for a smooth ramp. 1-minute reset to clear noise. Set the task and guardrails so the path is obvious. Run a 10-minute sprint and move the cursor no matter what. Review, decide, and either bank the win or extend once. Run this protocol for 5 weekdays in a row. Log start time, minutes achieved, and the one-line outcome each day. Adjust only one variable per week so you can tell what helped. At the end of the month, you will have a reliable entry to deep work on demand. That is a habit worth keeping. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Minute Mind Lab for one new protocol every Sunday and daily 60-second explainers on science, tech, and psychology. Share this with someone who wants to protect their mornings and get their focus back. See you in the next deep dive.